Speaking of the WNBA, let me take a moment to recognize that today is the 50th anniversary of the enactment of Title IX, a historic law that increased access to women's sports and in large part paved the way for the creation of that league. This milestone is an opportunity to both celebrate the progress we've seen over the past 50 years and acknowledge that there's still much more work to do to elevate women's sports at every level. To our NBA fans here in the arena and around the world, thank you for making this past season, our 75th anniversary, one of the most meaningful in our league's history. Following a highly competitive regular season and a hard-fought finals, let me congratulate the Golden State Warriors on winning their 4th championship in 8 years. A lot has changed in our country and world in the 3 years since the Warriors were last in the finals. But what has remained the same is the core of that Warriors team. That core was built through the draft. Steph picked number 7. Clay, number 11. Draymond selected number 35, which underlines the importance of tonight for our teams as they look to assemble their own championship rosters. We can't close the book on last season without also recognizing the record 117 G League players who were called up and enabled us to keep going through spikes in COVID-19. Thank you to everyone at the NBA G League. All of us have been impacted by some way by this virus. As a society, we've had to collectively deal with the effects of a pandemic that have been severe and far-reaching. But despite the challenges, we hope we were able to help bring together and create a much-needed sense of empathy and community around our game, whether in our arenas or virtually. And after 3 long seasons, we're finally back to our normal calendar, hosting our draft here in June as we officially turn the page on the 2022-23 season. The young men who will hear their names called this evening have the chance to be among the next generation of stars in our league. Where will they land? We're about to find out. The first pick in the 2022 NBA draft belongs to the Orlando Magic, who have 5 minutes to make their selection.
That Warrior, that's the Orlando Magic fans who are just waiting to see who their team will pick number 1 overall. Just a reminder that the Magic, they've been here a couple of times. They've thrilled audiences for decades with holding the number 1 pick. So in their 4th year as a franchise, they had Shaquille O'Neal, 1993 Rookie of the Year, that they picked 1st overall. Then a year later, 94, you all remember this, a little switcheroo, selecting Chris Webber, swapping him for Penny Hardaway. And then 11 years later, Orlando, they were at it again with the number 1 pick. There's something a little bit of a theme here. They have some experience in this department. They selected a center. You can see it there, Dwight Howard, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's laid Orlando on another final try in 2009. And Orlando again with a chance to pick number 1 overall. Before we dissect who could be that number 1 pick, I do want to check in with our senior NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski, to find out what exactly you are hearing, Woj, on who the Magic may select.
Like NBA teams are now preparing for the top of this lottery to see the draft board blown up. I'm told that the Orlando Magic are expected to select Duke's Paolo Banchero with the number 1 overall pick. Orlando's president of basketball operations, Jeff Weltman, ran one of the great stealth pre-draft operations, and I'm told that Banchero now is the front runner and the likely choice to be Orlando's pick at number 1.
Wow, all right, Paolo Banchero out of Duke, likely to be the number 1 pick. Or one of the interesting things about this draft is just how much talent there is at the top. It's begging this question of the Orlando Magic. Hey, Magic, who
teams had moved away, and we had it slotted with Smith, Holmgren, and then Bancaro going to Houston. But apropos, a Woj bomb before the draft even starts, and it was Bancaro. So if they take Bancaro, now all of a sudden Oklahoma City, do they have a choice to make between, probably didn't expect that it was going to be Smith or Holmgren, number 2. So that is a big shakeup at the top from what we thought it was going to be. But how exciting for all these guys. But how exciting for Paolo Bancaro to join that long list of great players that have called themselves number 1 draft picks. And if he is taken number 1, we talked about it all year that there were 3 guys worthy of it. And those 3 guys are all worthy of it.
Well, guess what, Jay? We get to find out now. The pick is in, so let's go to Commissioner Adam Silver to find out who the Orlando Magic select.
With the first pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Paolo Bancaro from Duke University.
Wow. Paolo Bancaro from Duke goes number 1 overall to the Orlando Magic. You can see him hugging his family there. What a special moment. He comes from a family of hoopers. His mom, Rhonda Smith, she played at Washington, so he was drafted to the W in 2000, and he's a strong, offensively versatile player. He actually played quarterback, and he ran track and field in high school. He was an early bloomer. He continued to grow, and ultimately, he became the first Duke player with 20-plus points and 10-plus rebounds in a Final Four game since 1989. We'll see him there shaking hands with Commissioner Adam Silver. What exactly are the Orlando Magic getting, Jay?
Well, they are getting maybe the best combination of size at 6'10", 255 pounds, advanced skills, and explosive power in this draft. Orlando clearly thinks that Paolo Bancaro is the best player in this draft. He was the best player on a team that had 5 NBA players in the starting lineup. And Paolo Bancaro led Duke to a win over Gonzaga early in the season where he outplayed Chet Holmgren. Here you see the physicality of Bancaro. He can overpower defenders going to the basket. He can take it one way, spin back with power to the other. He can shoot it from the perimeter. He can isolate in the mid-post on the elbow. I think he can get better as a defender, but when you look at his defense, his pick-and-roll defense is in the 97th percentile on pick-and-roll handling.
Absolutely, and when you look at his player, he's a combination of Michael Beasley with his elite skill set for us being able to score the ball, get buckets, create, and score it with difficulty. On the other end, I look at Ben Simmons, his ability to make plays for others, his ability to attack and transition and make plays and get to the basket downhill and take up the space. He has that physicality.
Hello, Mom Rhonda. Congratulations. Yesterday you told me you've been watching the NBA draft closely since 2010. Now that you're here and the number 1 pick, how does it compare to what you dreamed?
I don't even know what to say. I can't believe what just happened, honestly. I never would have thought that this would happen. You know, I wanted to be in the NBA, but I didn't know I would be here, man. I really honestly didn't. So this is unbelievable, and I can't speak right now. I'm sorry.
Well, we'll give you a break from speaking because we have a little surprise from someone special to you.
Paolo, congratulations. I'm so happy for you and your family and the commitment you've made. You are, I think, the most versatile player in the draft. You can play anywhere on the court, and you're a winner. You're going to help tremendously and have a terrific NBA career.
You join the legacy of Duke players drafted into the league and got to play for a legend. What did your experience as a Blue Devil teach you?
Taught me a lot, you know. Coach K, he really taught me, you know, how to really be a man, you know. just being away from home, being so far from home, like he was there for me. You know, whether it was criticizing me, telling me when I was messing up, or complimenting me, letting me know when I was doing well. You know, he was always there. He's the greatest coach I ever had.
Before there was Coach K, there was your mom, Rhonda, who has joined us this evening. But we got to go back upstairs. Congratulations, Paolo. Congratulations, Mom Rhonda. We know you are his inspiration.
Thank you.
Monica, thank you.
Monica, thank you so much. Just take another look at this moment between Paolo and his mom, Rhonda. She has coached him. She has been his mentor. What a moment for him and his family. But look, I mean, Duke, they have a little bit of experience going number one overall. He joins a very elite list of number one picks, Elton Brand, Kyrie Irving, and Zion Williamson as Duke players who have gone number one overall. By the way, the 13th straight year that a freshman was selected first. The last non-freshman was Blake Griffin. That was back in 2009. Now, we get to take a look at who else may be still left in the green room. There's a whole lot of guys hoping to still hear their name called as the night goes on. There is Jabari Smith Jr. out of Auburn. When might he be taken and drafted into the NBA? What an exciting night for so many guys, Kirk.
Absolutely. And look, this is what it's all about. It's not where you get drafted. It's just about getting drafted and getting your foot in the door. Like, you know, when you think about it, it's a dream come true. And I know some guys may not get picked the number one pick. Some guys may not get picked in the lottery. But it's about getting in. Once you get in and you make your presence.
Well, and now the Thunder, they have been on the clock. Their pick is in. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver is here to let us know who they picked.
With the second pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Chet Holmgren from Gonzaga University.
Chet Holmgren headed to Oklahoma City. You can see him sharing a moment there with his parents. The term unicorn, it's thrown around often, but it seems that it may be an accurate description for Chet Holmgren. How many centers can shoot a high percentage from three? Holmgren shot almost 39% from beyond the arc in his one season with the Zags. And his dad actually filmed every one of his games since he was in 6th grade. And when he joined us on the set of NBA Day, he said that he wanted to be a 50, 40, 90 player in the NBA. It seems like he actually has a chance to be that, Chet.
There's no question he has that chance. He's built for today's NBA. He's a good athlete, very fluid, and really, really skilled at 7 feet with a 7'6" wingspan. And he's got a very high basketball IQ. He's really, in a way, like a baby Giannis. He's not a center. He's not a low post guy. He is a perimeter player. And you can see he's got a turnaround jumper. He's got a fadeaway. He's got that little jerk move. He hit over 40 threes on the season to go with over 100 blocks. There's been only 3 guys that have done that in the last 25 years. And clearly he can move his feet. He keeps his body away from big, strong offensive players that like to get into his chest. He can operate and pick and roll both as a screener and as a ball handler. He's the total package with open court ability. And I think he's very well suited for today's NBA.
Well, he's joining Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Josh Giddey, but the question that NBA fans have out there, well, who's his game like, Big Perk? Tell us.
Well, I'll tell you, if Giannis Antetokounmpo and Kristaps Porzingis had a baby, they'll get Chet Holmgren. That's one to take, and I'll explain why. When you think about it, he's a combination of the two. When I look at him, I see the Kristaps Porzingis in him, a big that's able to stretch the floor. He has a nice post-up game, face-up game, turnaround game, 15-footer. When you put him in a pick and roll, he can mix it up, pop to the three, and guess what? He shoot lights out. When I look at him, points at the Giannis aspect, attack the downhill, taking up space, and once he get in the paint, he's finishing at the rim with authority. Why they have to have me in this clip? But this is who Chet Holmgren is. Do not let the body frame fool you. He's mean, he's aggressive, and he's about that life.
Absolutely, and look, you can see him shaking hands there with Commissioner Adam Silver. And look at Jabari's reaction here. He thought maybe he'd hear his name called. Don't worry, young man, your time is coming. Might it be huge over the last 2 seasons? So I'm just going to get out of Big Perk, you are from Texas. What do the Rockets need here?
You know what? They need Jabari Smith Jr. I think, you have a great piece of Jalen Green, who they drafted last year, a guy that finished the season strong. If you compare him up with a Jabari Smith Jr., the future is bright for the Houston Rockets. You have your foundation. We heard Adam Silver talk about the Golden State Warriors and how they built their dynasty and built their house through the draft. The Rockets have an opportunity tonight to continue to build their house through the draft.
And they're getting a number one pick. I mean, there are 3 number 1 picks in this draft. If Oklahoma City had the number 1 pick, I think they would have taken Holmgren number 1. And clearly Orlando got who they wanted. And Houston's going to get a number 1 caliber pick if they decide to take Jabari Smith Jr. He's NBA ready.
You've been high on him for quite some time. As we've been chatting over the last couple of days, you have had so many good things to say about him. What makes you so confident?
Well, I don't think I'm the only one. I mean, he's an elite jump shooter. And a guy who's 6'10", he's a really good athlete. He's a really hard worker, too. I mean, he's in the gym early, working out with his workout guy, working on his game. He's there before practice. I was there at Auburn several times, saw him out there hour and a half before practice even started. He goes hard, and he's an excellent defender. Oftentimes we say a guy can guard multiple positions. He can really do it. I mean, he can guard multiple spots and takes great pride in it. But the fact that he's an elite jump shooter, shoots 42% from 3, I happen to think it's a no-brainer at this spot. And I think Houston has to feel pretty fortunate that Jabari Smith, you don't want to say fallen in the 3rd pick. He hasn't fallen anywhere. 3rd pick of the draft is remarkable. But I think it's pretty fortunate for Houston to get this caliber player at 3. But they were going to get a high-caliber player no matter what.
Right, Houston does not have a problem here. You could say the Western Conference, though, it continues to be a tough conference to play in, Big Perk. In Steven Silas' system, how would you see someone like Jabari Smith fit?
Well, I think it's all about letting them play in the open court. And that's the system that I see when we talk about Coach Silas. Like I alluded to earlier, you watch Jalen Green. He was able to play freely. You watch, Kevin Porter Jr. They're able to be the best version of themselves. What Steve Silas come in at is that holding them accountable and getting the best out of them on the defensive side of things. He's a young, passionate coach, well respected around the league by his peers and current and former players, and that's why he's in stack, and that's why I'm happy for the Rockets to pick Jabari Smith, which they're about to do right now.